Welcome back to the part 2 of the Lion series. In the previous video, that is the part 1 of this series, we had just added the hair particle systems, and now in this video, our task is to animate this particular model. So for that we need to add armature to this model, and we are going to add the armature to this model. So that is the ultimate aim of this video. So without wasting much time, let's start the video. So here I am adding a armature. Under the armature section, animals, and add a cat armature, since the lion and the cat belongs to the same family. So their armature, I mean the bones, will be approximately the same. So here you can see I have added the cat armature, and I am just clearing it so that to match it with the model. So now into the edit mode, we need to just align those bones with the object. So just so I'm just selecting each of these bones right over here, and what we can do is we can select these bones and move them upward. Make sure that you don't select unnecessary bones. Again, we need to just work with this particular bone. Okay. So now just simply align each of these bones just the way I am just aligning them. So I don't know why the X-ray mirror modifier is not working that we have turned on. So I don't know why it is not working, but sometimes it's work or it I don't know why it is not working, but we can just manually align each of these bones. I think it may be a bug or something. So we need to just manually align each of these bones. So just simply align the bones, and I am just fast forwarding this particular process, as I think it would be easier to watch it into the fast forward process. So once we completed with the body alignment of the bone, so we need to move further to the face alignment. So what we can do is we can just select each of these bones and place them right over here. So now you can see the facial bones are a bit complicated and they are very large in numbers. So you need to be work very carefully while aligning these bones. So these are the, I think, the ear bones. Their name will be appearing on the top of the left corner. So just I am just aligning each of these bones with the ear. If you find difficulty in aligning the bone, what we can do is we can just add a new bone, or we can just simply place these bones like this. And again, from this another view, they are not looking perfect, so we can just rotate it right over here. So while aligning the bone, you need to keep aligning from the different angles. So now just checking this whether it is inside the body or not. So your bones should be inside the body and should not pop out of the body of the object. Now since you can see, we have just completed the alignment of the ear bone, and now what we can do is we can just I'm just selecting this, I think they are the mouth bone, and we can hide those unnecessary bones as they will be interfering into the our view and they will obstruct our view. So just hide those bones while pressing H. So these are the forehead bones, and they should be placed like this above the eyes, and it should be also into the mesh, inside the mesh. So now just align this particular the bones that are popping out of the body. So now we can just proceed further to the brows bone, I mean the eyebrows. So this section is quite simple, as there is not much alignment of the bones. So again, now selecting the eye bones. So these are the eyeballs, and they will control the eyeballs. And this is the eye bone. They will control the, I mean, the upper and the lower eyelashes. So here I am just hiding the unnecessary bones and just place each of these eye bones right over here, and also rotate them as and when you think so. Now I am aligning the cheekbones. As you can see, the cheekbones originate somewhat near to the nose and then they follow along the path of the cheek. So just simply align those bones. And now this is the quite simple process. You can obviously align the mouth bone and all the other bones, the lower jaw and the upper jaw. So in this section, the mouth and the tongue should be also aligned properly. And just align them from the different angles and views so that they would look proper. So now I think the most of the work of the alignment of the bone has been done, and we can just follow the process of parenting the bone to the body. So now we can go to the object mode and just apply the rotation and scale of the armature, and then we can just parent the object with the bone. So once the object gets parent, then we can see how this will work into the pose mode and it will affect the object. So now let's see this into the pose mode. So here you can see this is working properly. However, I think this bone around the mouth, the lower jaw, is not working the way it should work. So we need to work around those weight bending areas, as it is not affecting properly. This head bone is affecting properly. So you need to check every bones whether they are affecting properly or not, and based on that process you can just work on the next process of just weight bending. So here I am just checking whether all the bones are working properly or not. This tail is working amazing and this legs are working properly. So the one problem is that we found over here is that jaw of the lion, which is not working properly. So we need to correct those pained areas. Rest everything is working properly, just that particular portion. So here you can see that upper and lower jaws have been mixed up together. So which is an unrequired thing and it will make the model look bad. So we can go to the weight painting tab and just we need to correct those weights. So now we can select each of these bones around the face, and then we can just remove those weights from that bone, which won't be affecting the lower jaw of the mouth. So we can select each of these bones and then come to the edit mode, and we can just simply remove those things. So this is a very tedious process, and you need to have a lot of patience while doing this particular task. And also if you can just paint around those areas, and somehow you can just reduce those weights effect over those unrequired area. And this is just a trial and error method, and you can just uh, you need to do these things for quite a long time. And I think I should just fast forward this particular process, as you can just follow along these things. It happens sometimes that you just while placing those bones for the digging process, you just misplaced some of the areas of the bones. So you need to correct those position of the bones, and after correcting those positions, we need to just reparent those bones with the object. So this misalignment of the bones can also cause the weight bending error. So just you can just correct those bone position and then reparent it with the automatic weight. And you have to again do that particular process. If the weights are not correct, then the weight bending process around the lower jaw, you need to redo that particular process. So now let's select these bones and then go to the edit mode, and let's see how this goes. So here you can see there is a slight problem at the center of those that mouth. So this can be easily done. So here I am checking those bones which are affecting that particular area. So you need to just redo that particular process, and then we can just remove those weights into the edit mode, and also keep the armature modifier at the top of every other modifier so that it affect all those modifiers. So now you can just remove those weights. So this particular problem of the opening of the mouth has been caused by those tongue and those teeth bone. So they should not affect the lower jaw of the mouth. So that's why this problem has been arisen. And now you can see just the things are working a bit properly. And now you can see this is looking good, far better than that previous version. And then if you want a much good quality, then there is also one way. What you can do is just cut out this inner area so that there will be the cavity starting from the mouth, and that will go to the stomach and form buccal cavity of the lion model. So now we can just we need to extrude this particular loop of the vertices and just make that cavity area of the mouth so that it won't be covering the mouth while the lions open his mouth. So just extrude it and give it a shape of that buccal cavity. So now you can just keep extruding each of these loops and just extrude it till the neck of the lion. And once you complete this, what we can do is we can just reparent this with the automatic weight after clearing the parent. So now you can see there is a much better result, and this can easily be solved. This particular portion that is elongated over here, that can easily be solved by just simple weight painting process. Just select these faces and then just remove those from the vertex group. And then you can do this with each of those remaining areas where there are artifacts and they are not looking properly. So selecting those bones and then just removing those areas from that fade, and this gives us a very good result. And then you can just go to the sculpt mode and then simply smooth out those rough areas which are not looking proper from that particular point. Just smooth out those areas and everything will be go fine. So now you can see we have just finished those painting process, and now we can follow along this particular process of the parenting the lower jaw and the upper jaw. So you can just selecting those jaw, and along with the armature you can go to the pose mode and then just parent those jaws with the, what you can say, that those required bone. So that will be a particular process. So now you can see I have just parented that jaw with this last bone of the lower jaw, and you can see as soon as I open the mouth of the lion, that jaw is also following that particular movement. And you can do the same thing with this upper jaw, and now you can just see if we rotate some of the bones of the head and mouth, or else you can see if I rotate the neck bone, that upper teeth are also following that particular movement. However, it is looking a bit backward, so that I think I need to bring it in a forward direction as the teeth are popping out of the mouth. I think I should uh, do some change with this particular model, as it is popping out from the head. So what we can do is we need to just delete those unrequired areas. So that would be I think a good step which we can take over here. And you can see that scaling is may or may not solve our problem. So again you can see if I scale down and bring it forward, that again that same problem is arising. So now go to the edit mode, and we can just simply remove those unrequired areas that you think that are popping out from the object. So we just require those front teeth, and our work will be good. So now I have just parented that jaw with the head bone, and you can see it is looking good. And we can do the same thing with the lower jaw. So you can see those areas which are popping out from the lower jaw can be solved by deleting those unrequired areas. So going to the edit mode, and we can just delete those areas. Since we only require the teeth and such things which will be appearing while opening the mouth, and not those inside bones, so we can just delete those things. So around these areas also. So here you can see I am just deleting this much portion which is popping out from the head. You need to be very careful while selecting this portion, as teeth are also attached with it, and it may be deleted by you by mistaken. So once you select the required vertices, what you can do is just delete those vertices. And now you can just fill each of those areas so that some uniformity will be maintained in your mesh, but keeping in mind that the mesh does not pop out. So now if we go to the pose mode and just try to rotate the bones, so now you can see the bones are working properly and also the mesh are not also popping out. And now it's a time to just give some pose to the line. So I'm just giving an random action. And now we can just turn on this hairs and fur, and then we can have a good render. So in the render view, you can see it is looking amazing, even the hairs and the pose and the opening of the mouth. So let's have a render.